Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I want to talk about my summer TBR, what I read for the month of May, and like my ratings of what I read. I want to tell you about my new favorite horror book. 5 stars. I love it so much. I can't wait to talk about it, even though I can't really talk too much about it. I don't want to give anything away. There's going to be no spoilers in this video. So I might like read what they're about and tell you if I liked it or not. So let's first talk about what I read from May. So I keep track of it on my Notion library. And so that's what I read for May and what I'm currently reading. So I started off May with One by One by Frida McFadden. And this is actually the first Frida McFadden book that I gave 5 stars. I just liked everything about it. Like sometimes with the Frida McFadden books, I love them, but the twists always get me, which is good. But there's always like something small that I'm kind of like, I don't really care for, but not in this book. This was really good, and it is, let me just read it. Claire Matchett needs this trip. It will be a break from work and raising children, a chance to repair her damaged marriage, a week of hiking and hot tubbing. I think I've read this to you guys before. Hot tubbing with friends at a luxurious hotel in the woods, disconnected from the pressures of real life. Then on a lonely dirt road, Claire's minivan breaks down. With no cell reception, the group has no choice but to walk the rest of the way to their remote accommodation. But the forest is dark and difficult to navigate, and hours later they are lost, hopelessly lost. As they venture deeper into the woods, the members of their party are struck down mysteriously, one by one, hence the name. Are they being hunted? And by what or who? As Claire's dream vacation descends into a nightmare, something becomes clear. Only one of them will return home alive. It was really good. Once again, with the Frida McFadden book, I thought I knew how it was going to end. Nope. Didn't. I was wrong. But yeah, I gave this one 5 stars. And then I read, I don't have it, I don't know where it is, but it is another Frida McFadden book. It is Want to Know a Secret, and it's about who has like, she's got like a baking YouTube, but she's full of secrets. And let's see, I gave this one 4 stars. So it did start out a little slow for me, but it made up for it because it definitely got entertaining. And so let me just read this overview of it. It's a psychological thriller that follows April Masterson, a popular YouTube baking star, as her seemingly perfect life is threatened by a mysterious texter. April's world is turned upside down when she receives messages revealing secrets about her family and past, leading her to question everyone around her. The story explores themes of deception, manipulation, and the consequences of hidden truths. It definitely had me on the edge of my seat a couple of times. So I was like, you know, those like shocking moments when you're like, what? When you're reading a book? There were a few of those. And then I read, did I say I gave it 4 stars? Because I did. And then I read another Frida McFadden book. Can you sense a trend? I have a favorite, The Ex, and I gave this one 4 stars as well. It says, Cassie thinks she's met the perfect man. Joel is sweet, handsome, romantic, and best of all, he's crazy about Cassie. She thinks she's found the guy she'll spend the rest of her life with, have children with, grow old with. Yes, she knows about his perfect ex-girlfriend, Francesca, the beautiful, brilliant chef beloved by all his friends. But she thinks Francesca is out of the picture. She thinks Francesca is gone for good. Think again, Cassie. This one was good. I feel like I say this with all of Frida McFadden books. I did not see the twist coming. I always feel like it's obvious, and then when we get to the twist, it's like, I was wrong. But highly recommend, getting 4 stars. So now for my favorite new horror book. It is We Used to Live Here by Marcus. I have no idea how to say his last name. I am so sorry. But this book, I read it in a few days. I could not put it down. I normally read just at night, but with this book, I was reading it in the mornings, in the afternoon, whenever I could. There was never a dull moment in it. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. It had me going back and forth. Like, so let me I don't want to give anything away, but it says Get Out meets Parasite, which I've never seen Parasite. But it says Get Out meets Parasite in this eerily haunting debut and Reddit hit. Soon to be a major motion picture. I'll have to see that. About two homeowners whose lives turned upside down when the house's previous residents unexpectedly visit. It says Charlie and Eve can't believe the killer deal they've got on an old house in a picturesque neighborhood. As they're working on renovations one day, there's a knock on the door. A man stands there with his family, claiming to have lived here years before and asking if it would be all right if he showed his kids around. People pleaser to a fault, Eve lets them in. As soon as the strangers enter the home, uncanny and inexplicable things start happening, including the family's youngest child going missing and a ghostly presence materializing in the basement. Even weirder, the family can't seem to take the hint that their visit should be over. And when Charlie suddenly vanishes, Eve slowly loses her grip on reality. Something is terribly wrong with the house and with the visiting family, or is Eve just imagining things? And it jumps into this book, like it wastes no time. A lot of books give a bunch of like unnecessary details in the beginning, but this one doesn't. This one jumps right in, so I was very glad that I didn't have to read 100 pages to get into it. And so when I told my husband about this book, he was like, is it about ghosts? Like the family that used to live there? And I'm like, did you just ruin the ending for me? That didn't even cross my mind. He said that was the first thing he thought when he read the name, the title. It does have you going back and forth between thinking something's horribly wrong with the house and the family that's visiting, but then you also go and you think maybe it's just Eve. Is she just losing her mind? And it keeps you going to the very end, like literally I think it was the last sentence. If not the last sentence, it was one of the last sentences. So extremely good. New favorite horror book. Speaking of horror books, I've never been a fan of Stephen King. I have tried reading his books. I read The Shining. I read 1408. Horrible. 1408 was nothing like the movie. The movie was so much better, which is so weird because the books are always better than the movies, but not with Stephen King, in my opinion. I find them very hard to read and just a lot of unnecessary information. It just drags on. I have the book It. I actually bought it years ago and I don't remember well, I guess I know now why I didn't really read it, because I tried to read it again last year, I think, and oh my gosh. I don't know how far I was into the book and I was fine, like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm getting nowhere. This is unnecessary information. This is nothing like the movie. This is very boring and unnecessary language, and I was just like not impressed. Not good. I tried reading The Shining again last year. I couldn't finish it. It's just, I don't like his writing style at all. So it was nice to find this person, this author, which this is his first book, so hopefully he'll come up with some more good horror books, because this one was definitely kept me on the edge of my seat. Did I say 5 stars? Because it was 5 stars. Now I want to talk about what I'm gonna read, like my summer TBR, which for me, summer is June, July. August, that's not summer, that is fall. That is the beginning of fall. For me, I decorate for Halloween like mid-August. For me, really, once the 4th of July is over, I'm like, okay, ready for fall. But I'm gonna try and read these books. Some of them are summer themed, and they are either true paranormal books or thrillers. So let's see, let's start with the paranormal books. So I've already started reading this one. I started reading it a while back. It's The Exorcist Files. A priest wrote this book about the exorcisms that he has done, and so like each chapter is like a different story, and it's really good. So that's why I haven't read it all at once, is because like halfway through, it's like I'll read a chapter and it's like, okay, that's one story, and then I'll come back later. It's not like I'm left on a cliffhanger, but it's really good, really scary, and also gives you helpful information about possession and exorcisms. Okay, and this book here, The Day Satan Called, A True Encounter with Demon Possession and Exorcism. I've had this book for a while. I don't know why I haven't read it. I think I was honestly a little scared to read it. But yeah, I think it's true. Pretty sure it's true. Yeah. Okay, so what it says, it was the week before Halloween. Maybe I should wait till Halloween to read this, but no, that's okay. It was a week before Halloween in the fall of 1988. Radio announcer Bill Scott answered the blinking request line. A weak, timid, and very scared young girl began desperately pleading for help. She says she was being held prisoner in a witch's coven. As she spoke, a voice that was clearly not human exploded from her lips. Bill's life would be changed forever. With little practical knowledge of demon possession and no experience in exorcism, Bill and his wife invited the tormented woman to live with them. Well, that was a mistake. Naively believing that they could help her. This book is his riveting account of the next 18 excruciating months in his life. He lived in constant fear. Human and inhuman voices punctuated the night. Noises, threats, cursing, blasphemies, objects falling and moving, doors opening and closing, strange visitors and callers, yet he seized the opportunity to try helping the woman find deliverance. The story of demon possession is unlike any other account you may have read about or seen in movies. Yeah, that's why I haven't read it, because it sounds absolutely terrifying, but I'm gonna try and read it. Which, speaking of which, there's another book. I actually have it on my nightstand, which I haven't been able to finish. It is Possessed. It is the true story about what inspired The Exorcist, the movie. Terrifying. So scary. I've tried numerous times to finish it, and I'm sure I'll try again this like fall season. But it's scary. But yeah, so I'm very excited about this one. Hopefully I can get through it and not be terrified. Another one, it's The Uninvited, the true story of the Union Screaming House, which this one I had heard about on the podcast Two Girls, One Ghost, and I think they told the story about it. I honestly don't remember anything about it, but it was good enough that I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's a book on this, or maybe they mentioned the book, and I looked it up and got it. So it says, in this true and terrifying first-hand account, Stephen LaChance reveals how he and his 3 children were driven from their Union, Missouri home by demonic attackers. LaChance chronicles how the house's relentless supernatural predators infest those around them. He consults paranormal investigators, psychics, and priests, but the demonic attacks, screams, growls, putrid odors, invisible shoves, bites, and other physical violations only grow worse. The entities clearly demonstrate their wrath and power. Oh, killing the family's pets. I won't be able to read that. I'll have to skim that. The demon's next target is the current homeowner, Helen, when the entities take possession and urge Helen toward murder and madness. LaChance must engage in a hair-raising battle for her soul. Sounds terrifying, right? And these paranormal ones are true. I believe them, because I believe in ghosts and demons and all the scary things. But the last one, I should say the last one for now, I'm probably going to add to this TBR. I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to get through them. Some books take me longer than others, but these are the books that I hope to get read this summer. And then this last one, this last paranormal one here, is the autobiography of my haunted life, True Tales of the Paranormal. And this is what it looks like. I actually got this for Christmas, and so it's been on my TBR, but I'm definitely going to read it this summer. It says, they want to communicate with me. Ever wonder what it would be like to experience the paranormal your entire life? Catherine McCrae's haunted autobiography unveils a glimpse into the life of someone who has. In this book, she shares her encounters with the paranormal over a 25-year span through detailed journal entries, compelling investigation findings, and remarkable photographs. Ooh, photographs? Catherine recounts her paranormal experiences up and down the East Coast, from the places she's lived to the Civil War battlefields to known haunted locations, as well as a surprise appearance from a beloved celebrity. Her thorough accounts of investigations include precise location details and the equipment used to capture evidence, enable the reader to follow in her footsteps. Throughout the book, she interprets events using the prevailing paranormal theories along with her own new explanations. She also takes a scientific approach to documenting her experiences, testing the theories, and presenting the data collected. In telling her story, she uncovers for both herself and the reader how her real life and her haunted life intertwine. So that'll really be good. Yeah. That's it for the paranormal books. So now for the thrillers. So I've picked 3 thrillers that are like beach summer themed. I'm gonna start with the other one first. This is The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I know, Frida McFadden, I can't help it. I love her books. People either love her books or they hate her books. She has like a very simple way of writing, and for me, I enjoy that. I don't need big words. I don't need you to try and sound smart. I just don't. Keep it simple. But I got this with a gift card that I got for Easter. And yeah, so it says, actually, I don't even know if I've looked at this. It says, while 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, she had no idea her father was killing women in the basement. Ooh. Until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, Nora's father is spending his life behind bars, and Nora is a successful surgeon with a quiet, solitary existence. Nobody knows about her past, and she'll do anything to keep it that way. Then one of her young female patients is murdered, killed in the same unique and horrific manner that her father used to kill his victims. Somebody knows who Nora is. Somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime, but she's not like her father. The police can't pin anything on her as long as they don't look in her basement. That sounds interesting. It's like true crime. No, it's not true crime, but it's like crime and thriller. I think I'm really gonna like this one. This one might be another 5-star. We'll have to see. Okay, so now for the summer books. I specifically looked up summer thrillers. Did I look on YouTube or TikTok? I can't remember where I found these suggested, but one of them hasn't got here yet, which actually I guess I'll start with that one. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. It'll be here June 4th. It's called A Familiar Stranger. Cover's very like beachy, so let's see what it says. Lillian Smith leads an unexceptional life, writing obituaries and killing time with her inattentive husband and disconnected son. Then she meets David, a handsome stranger in a coffee shop. Lured into an affair, she invents a new persona, one without strings, deadlines, or brooding husbands. Lillian has never felt so reckless, unpredictable, or wanted. But as her affair with David intensifies, she withdraws from everything that's real, even her closest friend. When evidence of her life as a secret lover finds its way onto her son's social media, she risks ruining much more than her marriage or reputation. As lies beget lies, Lillian's two worlds spiral dangerously out of control, and betrayals run deeper than she imagines because Lillian isn't the only one leading a double life. That sounds good. The next one is Reckless Girls, and I'm sorry, I haven't been saying who all of these are written by, mainly because I can't pronounce their names. A.R. Torrey? It was on the cover that I showed you for A Familiar Stranger. This one, Reckless Girls, and I honestly don't remember what this is about, so let's read it together. If it has a description. Does it have a description? It says one island. Beautiful, wild, and strange. Marrow Island is a desolate spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with a mysterious history of shipwrecks, cannibalism, and even rumors of murder. It's the perfect destination for the most adventurous traveler to escape everything except the truth. 6 visitors. 6 stunning 20-somethings are about to embark on a blissful, free-spirited journey, filled with sun-drenched days and intoxicating nights. But as it becomes clear that the group is even more cut off from civilization than they initially thought, it starts to feel like the island itself is closing in. Hold on, there's a sticker covering the rest of this. I got this book used. I was talking about that in my other vlog, that I'm like obsessed now with getting used books because they're cheaper. And usually the shipping, at least when I looked years ago, the shipping was like high for the books and it was just not worth it to get the used book. You might as well just get the new one, but not the books that I've been finding lately. Ow, I broke my nail. So it says countless secrets. When one person goes missing and another turns up dead, the remaining friends wonder what dark currents lie beneath this impenetrable paradise, and who else will be swept under its secluded chaos. With its island gothic sensibility, sexy suspense, and spine-tingling reimagination of Agatha Christie classic Reckless Girls, we'll never know. Hold on. Will wreck you. So yeah, this one is gonna be good. At least I think. I'm hoping. I don't know. Like, this was one of the ones I saw on TikTok. or YouTube. And then the last one for my summer TBR is called Summer Rental, again by a person whose name I cannot pronounce. So this is what it says. It says Riley March and her friends are headed to a ritzy remote Palm Key Island for one last blowout party weekend before college. It's the vacation of a lifetime. Beautiful beaches, epic nightlife, and hot guys like Riley's crush, superstar soccer player Sebastian Ramos. There's just one catch. Everyone on this trip is hiding something. Riley is hiding her past in order to fit in. Sebastian is hiding his feelings for Riley. And someone is hiding what really happened to Jordan Chang, a classmate that mysteriously died last summer. Things take a dark turn after one of their friends goes missing and a hurricane cuts the group off from civilization, which that kind of makes me think of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, when they go to the beach and they're like trapped on that island because the weather's really bad. That's what it made me think of. Trapped inside their rental house, a killer stalks them one by one. No one is safe, everyone's a suspect. As the body count rises, Riley and her friends will have to confront the secrets they've been keeping if they want to stay alive. Mean Girls meets Scream, which I love both of those, in this heart-pounding psychological thriller filled with danger, twists, and shocking betrayals where nothing is as it seems. So that is my TBR. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm currently reading The Hunger Games, and I mentioned this in my last vlog, but if you didn't see it, I've never read The Hunger Games before. I have seen the movie maybe a couple times, the first one and the second one, that's it, and I thought they were really, really good. Why I didn't watch the third one, why I haven't read the books until now, I have no idea, but I wanted something kind of different from my usual paranormal thriller, kind of just like another world to dive into, and it's really good. I'm almost halfway through already. Let me see, I'm on chapter 11, and I didn't buy the other books because I didn't know how I was gonna like this, but I'm really liking it so far, so I think I probably will get the other books and they'll be added to my summer TBR as well. But yeah, so will I get all of these read? I do not know. I definitely want to make sure that the summer thrillers get read because obviously they're summer thrillers. I don't want to read them when I'm in fall mode. So some of the paranormal books may get pushed into like August, September, which I guess is technically still summer if you want to get specific about it. But for me, that's fall. So we'll see. I was like wanting to do a video about like the books and everything, but I thought about doing a TBR jar, like where you like pick from the jar and it gives you like a topic, like read a book where, what was it? Read a book that takes place in a country that you've never visited. But I'm like, I don't know if that applies to any of the books that I am reading. I thought the TBR jar was gonna be like the books, the name of the books, and you pick the name out and it's the book. But apparently not. So, and I'm like very much a mood reader, like whether I feel like a paranormal book or a thriller book, or if one book catches my eye more than the other, I'm gonna read that. So TBR jars are not, they're not gonna be my thing. At least not right now. I don't want to be surprised like that. I just want to pick out what book I want to read. So sorry if that's boring, but those are the books that I'm gonna read this summer. Yeah guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was different, and keep you updated on these books. I'll probably do like a little like review of them at the end of the month once I get, you know, whichever ones I get read. And if you have any recommendations for me, like spooky, thriller, horror, true crime, I love true crime as well. Don't have any true crime on my list right now. Thriller, horror, paranormal. Those are my favorites. All right guys, well thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go take a shower. I have to wash my hair tonight, which I hate doing. And then gonna get all cozy, curl up in bed, and read more of the Hunger Games and maybe some of the Exorcist files too, because I've been reading this one a while, like I said, and yeah, I just haven't. It's kind of intense. So it's like, I get little doses of it, you know? Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure and like and subscribe so that way you don't miss out on more videos. And I will see you guys next time.